So moving on, with all these people-centered characteristic, the person also need to start seeing the bigger picture. More often than not, I hear project managers from IT industry talk about specifically their project, specific to their technology, specific to their domain. They seldom think beyond certain things. Again, I'm generalizing here. Obviously, there will be people who are really smart in doing great things. But this is my experience when talking to people. They don't go beyond their domain. Now, it is very, very important for a project manager to see the big picture. If you're not able to see the big picture, you will not be able to solve the bigger level problems which come. I still remember my professor who used to tell me, if you have a problem given to you, do not stay in the problem space to find a solution. Transcend above and see the problem from the top. You get a different view. You get a different understanding. And this is very important in our business life as well, in a career as well. When problem confronts us, we stare at it. Sometimes we start giving knee-jerk reactions. We start trying to find out solutions right away and fix the problem. End of the day, panic also settles in along with pressure. So problems are not something where you have to run away from, hide from, or stare at. Problems are opportunities which come to you with a difficult face. Just that you need to understand that it is still an opportunity for you to solve. If there are no problems existing in any job, most of us would not be having any jobs with our companies. So we are there to solve those problems with our experience. And your ability to understand a problem, decipher the impact of it, and address the issue in a methodical way shows you how mature you are. And that maturity is an important attribute towards your leadership. And how do you do that? You can't do that just sitting in your chair. You have to transcend higher. You have to see the bigger picture. The bigger picture will be available only when you talk to people, when you understand several things from several different perspectives, not from just your role. So if you're just playing a project manager's role, it is not going to be easy for you to solve a business problem or a critical problem which comes your way. Or it may be even situations where you don't understand it's a problem directed at somebody else or a problem somebody else should be solving, but you'll be worrying about it. So it is essential to take that bigger picture view. And once a person starts having all these people-related skills as well as start seeing the bigger picture, there is a huge mindset change which happens. We'll talk about it. Never think about solutions from immediate scenario. Stopgap or band-aid solutions only help you avoid the problem temporarily. There may be critical situations when we have to immediately apply a stopgap scenario. But as a leader, you have to think a stopgap scenario will only avoid the problem for a short time, and you need to look at the long-term view. Long-term view is a key attribute to grow any business. Avoid impact to others. Avoid impact to business. Taking a short-term view is not a shortcut to solving a problem. In fact, it takes more effort to first find a short-term view, short-term solution, and then go in for a long-term solution. Based on the criticality of the problem, one has to take the approach of taking the longer route of first finding the short-term view, short-term solution, and then going in for a long-term solution. When issues start coming in, business is always about solving issues and growing together. When issues start coming in, remember, you cannot solve it all by yourself. You have to involve people. You have to be respectful to their views as well. Because not all problems are going to be solvable by yourself. When someone is in their junior levels of their career, the problems that come their way, they'll be able to solve it by themselves because the problems are of that nature. But you can't carry that after a few years of experience. You need people to support you. You need people to help you. And you need people to guide you into solving those problems. So you need to take people into consideration there, and you need to be respectful about their views. You cannot discount them. This open view is another key important area. If you need to understand other person's view, you need to first keep your mind open to receive those things, receive those viewpoints. If you're not keeping your views open, it's going to be difficult. There are several situations when you want to work like a leader, where you have to negotiate, where you have to push your agenda, where you have to make sure the right thing for your organization, for your group works. These negotiations are key differentiators between people who can achieve and people who cannot achieve. You have to influence your decisions to others. You can't just do it by yourself. You have to go ahead and see multiple ways of doing those negotiations. It may be a direct across the table negotiation, or it can be a long virtual negotiation which may happen. But essentially, all this requires an ability for a person to turn the table across. There may be adverse situations which may come your way, but your negotiation skills and the people skills, with your ability to see the big picture and take long-term solutions, coin them together, you find yourself in a much different space. Most often, project managers try to solve problems by themselves. They forget to seek help. And as I said, people who grow from a capacity of doing and solving problems by themselves into project management roles tend to continue to do that. And that is not always possible. One of the important attributes is delegation. You need to start looking at options of who's best suited to help me on this particular issue or help me accomplish this task. How can I seek help from others? How can I make sure we work together, collaborate, and each other be successful? That concept will talk volumes about a leader. When you have all these people